Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly. It's bloody hot outside, in case you didn't know. You probably saw it by the title. I've got a couple new products here that I'm excited, and I realized all my good brushes are, not all my good brushes, but a lot of my good brushes are drying in the other room. So we're gonna not use the new good brushes that I was so excited about. But I've got some Sigma products, and I thought, you know what? I kind of want to have like a normal makeup day. I've got a busy schedule this week and next week, maybe even the week after that. I've just got a lot going on, as you guys probably do too. I'm not any different than you guys. Anyway, I thought let's try some new Sigma. I placed an order recently. I picked up at least 5 items, so we're gonna put some of these on. We're gonna see how it goes. I feel like I have this Rosa lip trio already that I got with the original Rosa palette. I think I got the whole kit with the brushes and the pouch and everything. So I think I already have these. I did pick up one of their lip masks though, so I'm gonna throw this on really fast here while I'm figuring out what to do with the rest of my face. I think this is I think it's tinted, but maybe not. A little bit sheer tint, maybe I'd call it. Did I need another lip mask? I'm not entirely sure. I had one next to my bed that seems to have disappeared. So the one that I normally have here, I moved over there. But then I have another one here. And then I've got other ones. I have like lip masks in every room in the house. Hydro Melt Lip Mask. Hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, jojoba oil, and shea butter. Feels good. I'm gonna leave that on, let it soak in here. I did put some primer on over the top of my skincare already because I'm gonna be outside and traveling and have a long day ahead of me. We're gonna go a little bit, hopefully, we'll see, subtle and pretty with the makeup without going too overboard. I'm gonna go into this Soul Body Face and Body Bronzer because I have a little bit more color than I normally do. This is kind of just a good way to sort of bring in the color. And I literally didn't put any foundation on. I'm gonna put a little bit over the top, like a sheer lighter. Maybe not, maybe I won't even use foundation. That's a concept. I saw that e.l.f. has a new flawless filter type thing. It's like they're copying or duping Charlotte Tilbury, so I ordered a shade. My problem with the Charlotte Tilbury one is I always think I need a lighter shade. Wait, I always get a lighter shade than I think I do, or than I really do. I go and I go, oh, okay, well that's light medium, I'm light medium, and then it's always too light for me. And then I don't wear it, and then I just spend all that money on something. Well, how pretty is that? Just for just a little bit of a liquid bronzer. You know what, I think maybe I'll use this Pretty Fresh Hydrating Illuminator just on some high points. Sponge here, we'll just dot a few. Yeah. I'm probably gonna end up having to touch up my makeup brush tonight anyway. We're going to this festival, because you know it's festival season. We're going to this festival, but it's like a blues festival, which is not the genre that my husband's band plays. They have some songs that are kind of bluesy, but it's not like their forte. And the festival's like 2 hours outside of town. So I gotta work, and then we gotta get on the road. And then we were gonna camp up there. We got a travel trailer. We were gonna camp. We realized we had to work tomorrow too, so we canceled the camping, and then we're just gonna come back. All right. So I don't have a ton of base layer products on right now, but I feel like as soon as I put some maybe brightener under my eyes, it might be okay. This might be kind of a no makeup day. I just have the Tasha Pearl, just grabbing it with that same corner of my brush. Okay, so you guys, let's talk Sigma, because that's kind of the whole point of this, not what I'm doing in my life right now. So, and it is early in the morning, hence the maybe a little deeper voice, maybe a little groggy, maybe a little puffy. We're gonna hope to fix that just a little bit here. So Sigma, yeah, so Sigma is one of those brands that if there are any that I ever get a chance to collaborate with, I would love to collaborate with Sigma. One of my absolute favorites. I'm not gonna use an eyelid primer today. I'm just gonna put a little of that brightener on there. Okay, I think that helped a little bit. Anyway, so I love their 9 pans. The larger format ones are kind of hit and miss for me. Some of them I really like you can't go wrong with warm ambiance or warm neutrals. No, ambiance or warm neutrals. You can't go wrong with those. Can't go wrong with Rosa. I love the Cinderella palette. Those are probably my top 4. Don't love Untamed and Enchanted quite as much. Some of the colors are hit and miss. So when I saw that they had these little mini palettes come out, I was like, you know what? I'm intrigued. There's 7 shades instead of 9. and they're in this long format here. So I picked up the one, everybody's using Enchanted. Everybody's like, oh, I picked up Enchanted. First of all, I don't get anything in PR. I buy this stuff with my own money, and I get it at the same time you guys do. I don't get anything early. So this is the palette that I picked up because, oop, I just lost the sleeve on it. This is like really honestly one of my favorite of their larger palettes is the Quarter Rosa palette. I always think of Quarter Rosa as being more of a coral color, but it's really not. So this is actually really lovely. It's got a couple of these shades here that look like they're almost in the Magnifique palette. It just seems like it's a really good cohesive palette that'll give me a few different looks. There's 3 shimmers and 4 mattes in this palette, which is a great combination for me. I don't like, you know, I don't like it when there's like 8 shimmers and 1 matte. That just doesn't work for me all that well. So anyway, when I was trying to decide which one I wanted to try to start with, I went with the Quarter Rosa. And I also think it's a good time of year to be using that one here too. I've heard good things about the other ones, but this one I think was, if I'm gonna get one, it's gonna be this one. So you have to let me know, did you guys pick up any of these? Which ones did you get? Which one interested you the most? If there's one that you're like, I don't know, you have to get this one because it's different in some way, let me know. I think my thought process was getting one that's a little bit more curated than the larger palette, but also how is this to travel with? Like I know I'm gonna have to keep it in the box if I'm gonna take it with me anywhere because I don't want this to come open and get damaged. It is a magnetic palette, but it's still a cardboard palette. So I kind of worry about whether or not it's gonna arrive at its destination like it should. So I picked up that, and then I also picked up this matte bronzer. Let's actually, I know we've already bronzed the skin, but let's put a little of this on. I love a matte bronzer if you're gonna do something that's a little bit more like contoury. I know that a lot of people went through this super shiny, glowy gold, sun-kissed look. This seems more like a contour, doesn't it? I couldn't get behind like super shiny skin. It's just not really my thing. I don't mind a little bit of dewiness, a little bit of moisturization looking, but I don't want to look greasy. All right, one of my favorite things to do is to apply cream products and then powder over the top of them with a similar product, like a liquid blush followed by a powder blush. I think it lasts longer, and especially when I'm doing really minimal makeup. I literally did not put on any foundation. I don't know if I should have. I mean, I've got a little bit of like sun damage in here, but because I'm gonna be out in natural light and stuff, I'm kind of okay with that. I love serum foundations. That's been a favorite of mine for a while. A couple years really, because I have mature dry skin. Okay, so this actually works really well for contouring your jawline too. Okay, yeah, this is a nice little palette. I do have one of their larger, I think there's 6. There's either 6 or 8 in a larger sculpting palette, and then also the same with a larger blush palette. So I did pick up this blush in Tiger Lily, which seemed to be like just kind of a go with everything. Was intrigued by the palettes, the smaller palettes, and then I did the whole add to cart thing, which is my bane of my existence. That's what I do. I do the add to cart thing. Okay, so this is the brush. Beautiful packaging. This is, oh, and I lost the cover on that one too. I keep losing these little plasticky things. That's the palette. This is a beautiful palette, and I think a really pretty color. All right. I almost wish that like these types of components was what they did with the eyeshadow palettes. I think that'd be really pretty. Be really pretty, and would love to have that on my vanity. Or travel with, you know. Okay, so this blush is a little shiny. It's a little luminous. I guess it's good that I'm putting it over the top of all those powder or all those matte products. This is going to give me a little bit more shine than I thought I intended to have today, but I think it'll be all right. We're going to roll with it anyway. It doesn't say that it's luminous or anything else, but I like that shade. Yeah, that's okay. Let's play with this eyeshadow palette, huh? I did pick up some brushes. Got a couple sets that were like travel sets. I think this was the entire set. I probably should have just used all of them because I literally used this rougher brush for both my bronzer and my blush, and I could have used that. So, sorry. Not a professional YouTube channel. Not a professional makeup artist. I've done this already. But I am a lady of a certain age, and I might be like you, trying to do the best you can with what you have and not embarrass your family. All right, so these are the brushes that came in the travel set. I am going to use these because I think Sigma has great brushes. And I want to see how they work with this little eyeshadow palette. I say little, but it's actually long. It's long, and I think that the eyeshadow pans are about the same size, maybe slightly smaller, but I think they're the same size as their regular pans without actually reaching behind me and grabbing one and comparing it, because we're just moving on. Does not have a mirror in these little palettes here. You do get them in the blush and the bronzer, in case you need a little mirror. I'm just going to grab this, which is the lightest matte in here. It's called a Quarter Rosa. It's funny because in the pan, it looks pretty light. I didn't scoot you in. Hold please. Okay. In the pan, it looks pretty light, but it's easy to build that up. Man, I just did like one swipe and it has so much pigment. I'll take a clean brush here and we'll just try to shear this out at the top. Man, minimal makeup. This is a beautiful shade for that. I'm actually really excited about this. I forgot how much I love that Quarter Rosa palette. It's honestly one of my favorites, but because I test and try so much makeup, and I do these Shop My Stashes where I've been trying to pick a brand every month and a half or so. Wow, okay, so this sheared out really well. So anyway, it's been a long time since I played with a lot of Sigma shadows, other than when I work trip, but that's just kind of like I don't even have to think. I'm just like really ready to get out the door, I think usually. Okay, I'm gonna take Medallion, which is this kind of warm brown in here. I'm taking it on the tip of that brush, the same brush that I used to apply my transition shade. And I'm just going to use it to kind of give myself a little bit more dimension in my eyes. I'm lucky that my husband appreciates makeup. We were talking about how much my channel's grown just recently. It's like, for a while, it was a very, very slow, steady incline. Occasionally I would, you know, gain 4, lose 2, and then gain, you know, 3, and just kind of slow but steady building the channel. And lately it seems like every now and then it's like, oh, I got 2 or 3 just overnight, which is crazy. So thank you to everybody who's new. Thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with me. This is a channel where, because I don't get paid to do any of these things and I'm buying it with my own money, I give you honest opinions of somebody who's not a professional makeup artist. You know, someone who just loves makeup and loves playing with makeup and wants to make yourself feel a little bit better. So that's what you get here. I'm going to take Campfire, which is the shade right here. I want to think that this is the topper. So if that's the topper, you really only get these 2 shimmers. I'm going to take Campfire on a finger over most of my lid. Such a beautiful, beautiful shade. All of these they just work so well together. I'm so excited about this palette right now. I feel like this is exactly what I needed today. I wasn't sure if I was going to film, and then I was like, well, I've got to put my makeup on anyway. A couple calls that I've got to do and some reports I got to finish before we head north. Like literally a 2-hour drive. So we'll leave this afternoon, late this afternoon, head up there, set up, band will play, and then we gotta tear down and turn around and come back home, which makes for a very long day because I have work tomorrow as well, as does my husband. Okay, I'm gonna take Bare Root. I was gonna take it on a pencil brush, but I think I'm just gonna grab it with this other little eyeshadow brush that came in this little travel kit. All right, these eyeshadows are absolute perfection. I love, 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 love them. Okay, I'm gonna take this little kind of a pencil brush. What are they calling this? Yeah, they're calling it a pencil brush. And I'm gonna go into this wine color down here a little bit more. I don't want to go too heavy on the eyeliner-y type look because I don't want my eyes to get closed off anymore, and I probably just did. I probably just put too much on here. I'm gonna layer a little bit of this up here, and I might have just got some in my contacts, so that'll be fun. That'll look interesting later on. I gotta be honest, I didn't mean to use every single shade in here, but I'm not upset. Okay, the only 2 I haven't used are this sparkly, metallic-y kind of purpley shade called Dark Night, and then what I believe is the topper, which is called Belle of the Ball, this one over here. I'm gonna clean off that pencil brush a little bit, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of Belle of the Ball. Too much of a topper. We're gonna put a little of that right in there. I've been doing so many matte inner corner highlights lately. You guys probably don't see that because when I film, it seems like I do more of the sparkly ones. But in reality, in like my day-to-day, I do a lot more mattes right here because it's just softer. But since we have it, I'm just gonna kind of blend that lash line just a little bit. Yeah, I like the way those shadows turned out, but I feel like I need to bring up that contour, that transition shade a little bit more. I feel like, you know, some of it I kind of, you know, blended together maybe a little bit more than I should have. Not a professional makeup artist. Yeah, this is, I'm excited about this. The only one I didn't use is Dark Night. Can I put a little of this down below? Might as well just use every single one of them. We're gonna use Dark Night. So one of the things I like to ask myself in reviewing a palette is, can I use it for a variety of search situations? Can I get a work look? Can I get a fun daytime look? Could I get a date night look? And without actually going through and trying it, but just playing with every single shade in this palette, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say yes. I could absolutely get a work look, well, all three that would fit in my lifestyle. I'm very excited about this palette. So let's put some mascara on. Quick coat of mascara always makes things better. I'm gonna put a little of the RCMA powder on. I'm absolutely obsessed with this stuff. No matter what I have going on, this powder fixes and sets, and it's just so perfect. All right, let's talk about the Sigma palette for just a second. Do you need it? That's the question, right? Do I need this? I'm gonna tell you that if you didn't buy the original larger palette, I highly recommend it. Only if you did not pick up the Truffle palette from Dose of Colors. If you picked up the Truffle palette from Dose of Colors, as soon as I looked at my eyes, I went, why does this look familiar? Oh, because I used the Dose of Color Dose of Color Truffle palette yesterday, and my eyeshadow looked darn near identical to how I have it right now. So similar, I think you can get a similar color story. You get more shades in the Sigma. If this is kind of like the thing that you would do, and you have the Truffle one, I think this is redundant. This is overkill. If you didn't buy the big palette, the big Corte Rosa palette, maybe because of the price, or maybe it just had extra shades that you weren't really sure, I'm thrilled with every single shade in here. Loved it. Absolutely love it. I think I can absolutely do like more of a pinky wine color look. I think I can do a kind of a warmer look like this. I think it's got some variety. It's fun. It's fun to be a lady of a certain age and then not have to load up with too much foundation. How fun is that? All right, I need more blush though. And this is the shiny blush. So even though I just mattified it all, I'm just gonna keep it back here a little bit more. Yeah, this blush, in all honesty, probably not my favorite, just because it is so shiny and glowy. If you like shiny, glowy skin, totally worth it. Because it's a beautiful formula. It did blend very well into the skin, and it looks nice, but because I'm fighting all these, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, I don't need help with accentuating those. I'm gonna go a little bit more of the bronzer just to kind of build up that a little bit. I probably just went too overboard. All right, I'm perfectly fine with this, but I've got to put something on my lips here. So let me grab a lip liner really fast. More pink than I needed it to be, but I'm gonna take one of the Corte Rosa lip glosses over the top. I did leave that lip mask on. I'm just leaving it on. I'm not. That would be probably a good one to use underneath liquid matte. They're all beautiful. So we have Corte Rosa, Secret Garden, and Black Wine. I think I'm gonna use Corte Rosa. I wasn't gonna open these up, but I left the other ones in the other room. Okay, so this is the Corte Rosa gloss, super shiny. To go along with my shiny cheekbones, I love it. This is exactly what I needed as far as makeup today. Not too over the top, pretty. I have no idea if it'll last. I'm hoping it will. I'll take makeup anyway with me for the drive and everything else, but at least I don't feel overdone for the stuff I have to do earlier in the day. It just feels nice. All right. Yeah, Sigma, good job. I will let you guys know how I feel about traveling with this long format. Again, I'm going to keep it in the box because I feel like if it comes open, I would be devastated. I hope you guys are doing really well. If you are not already subscribed, please consider doing that. Please consider joining my little family of ladies of a certain age as we explore makeup and we kind of go, okay, it's viral, everybody else loves it, but is everybody else like a young TikTok star, or are they ladies of a certain age, and does it work with us, and does it work for us? That's kind of always the question we try to answer here on this channel. Is it going to work for us and our lifestyle? We don't necessarily need to be spending our money on stuff just because it's trendy. We need value. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing really well, and yeah, until my next video. Bye for now.